foundation inspection. We're at the rear elevation of the property. You can see here, running along beside the foundation here, there's quite a lot of erosion. It's due to the fact there are no gutters. Now, gutters missing are quite common in Texas. However, it's not a good idea because it leads to this type of erosion we see here. So I'd recommend always putting gutters up. This is a post-tension cable. There's a post-tension cable end showing there. Needs to be covered with a little bit of parge. This is parging here, and it's just falling off, that's all. I'm at the left elevation of the property. Still looking at the foundation. Moving to the front elevation. We're now going to the right elevation of the property. This is a roof inspection. The underlayment on the roof should go over the top of the drip edge, and it doesn't, it goes underneath it. Now, this is a common fault, I'm afraid. It happens all the time. Pretty well most houses I inspect have this fault, where the underlayment, which goes beneath the shingles, is put under the drip edge. It should go over the top of the drip edge. However, it's a long-term problem that is actually made worse when you have wood siding. And we don't have wood siding here, we have vinyl siding. Aluminum siding with a vinyl cover, and so there shouldn't be too much issue with it, but as I say, it doesn't have a proper installation of the underlayment. Roof inspection. You can see here we've got damage to the roof. The damage is quite extensive. It actually goes through to the boards below. This roof will leak in this position. It's going to take a lot of rain for it to get through, but it will get through, and it's going to cause problems inside the house. So I recommend this whole area here is repaired. It's not a particularly expensive job to do, and it would save a lot of money in the future, because left as it is at the moment, this area is going to rot. So we're up at the apex now, and you can see here we've got more damage to the shingles. This damage is actually caused by the trees, and again, this is a localized piece of damage. It can be repaired, and it will actually save a lot of money in the future by repairing it as it is at the present time. This is a chimney, and it's missing a spark guard around this area here. That's basically wire. It's a wire guard, and it protects the environment around here from sparks coming out of the chimney. I recommend that one is fitted. It's very easy to do. I recommend you fit a spark guard to this. It can actually prevent a fire. Just behind the chimney here, we've actually got nails that have not been corked, and they need to be corked, otherwise they'll rust out, and then we'll have a roof leak. we're going to move to the right hand elevation of the property and inspect the roof over the garage. There's some damage to this shingle here. Some material's been put on it, I'm not quite sure what it is, but I would recommend the shingles in this area are replaced. We're now at the right hand elevation of the garage roof, inspecting its condition. There's lots of instances of nail heads that are not caulked. They need to be caulked. Okay, well that's the end of the roof inspection from the exterior. Just in summary, there are damage to shingles in two positions. One where it's actually through to the decking, and that will definitely leak. One where it will be through to the decking, both caused by the tree coming into contact with the roof. We have two vents with the flashings have deteriorated to the point where they're non-existent. There's big holes in the roof there, and there are nail heads exposed at all flashings around the building, around the roof, that need to be caulked to prevent them rusting out. And then finally, the chimney itself, that requires to have a spark arrestor fitted. This is the inspection of the exterior walls. What we're looking for is the condition of the walls. In particular, we're looking to see if cracks have developed or if there's movement in the sidings. This looks like a new vinyl siding, so it would take time for anything to show up there. But cracks are very difficult to cover up in a wall, and there's plenty of wall here for us to inspect. There's a little bit of movement in the brickwork up here. The mortar's cracked a little bit. That is cosmetic. All that needs to do is be repointed. Sometime in the future, not now. It's unlikely to cause a problem at the moment, but it needs to be repointed at some point. Now moving to the front elevation. We're at the front elevation, we're to the right at the porch, and down here there's a little bit of a crack in the brickwork caused by common settlement. Again, it's cosmetic, nothing really to worry about. Well, there's a gable vent here and it should be open. It's not. That's a problem because it's going to reduce the ventilation to the attic. This gable vent needs to have slots in the bottom of it. They can be done so you can't see them, but in that siding that's been put in there, it needs to be opened up to allow air to pass into the attic itself. We're at the front right elevation. There's a small crack in the brickwork here. It's caused by excessive load due to a corner pop in the corner here. It's cosmetic, it's nothing to worry about. The rear elevation of the property now. This is an exterior outlet. You can see that the cover has gone from it. It's also not up to current standards. I recommend that's replaced with an outlet that's waterproof when in use. It's a window inspection for the property. We're at the rear elevation, and we have a window system at the rear elevation here where the seals have gone. And you can tell the seals have gone because if you look carefully at the window, you'll see there's condensation in there. And that's due to air being drawn into the actual window panes in between. They should have a vacuum, and it's not got one now. And with that air is vapour that condenses onto the window. The solution to that is either replace them, or you can have a seal fitted, retrofitted, which is a lower cost solution, and will provide the windows with a seal for 3 or 4 extra years or more. I'm at the right elevation, and the window here has broken seals, condensation between the panes. I'm at the front elevation of the property. We're at the front right elevation, and you see here we have broken window. It actually breaks the outside pane. That will need to be replaced. These units are replaceable, and you see the crack runs right up the window here, and there's a crack down the bottom. So that frankly is nothing you can do with it. It needs replacement. We're at the front elevation. Again, we've got another broken window. This is just to the left of the porch. We have a cracked window there, and broken seal and trim around the window itself. Again, this window will need replacement. I'm now at the front left elevation. Again, we're inspecting the windows. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me just finish up here.
Oh.
Hello.
That is so.
This is exposed wiring in the attic. That should be actually in the junction box. Likewise, this wiring here and the wiring there. Left as it is at the moment, it represents a danger. It can easily lead to a fire and other hazards like that. And junction boxes are pretty simple and easy to fit. Simply what you do is you move the exposed junctions inside the junction box, fitting it to the stud or the joist or the purlin, and then rewire it, and you're fixed. And that takes away a hazard. This is the electrical board for the meter, for the electrical supply to the house. Now you could see that it's surrounded by shelving. This actually is totally incorrect. Shelving's got to be removed from here because there are strict requirements on the access that is available to that unit for a safe working environment for electrical contractors that may come into the building. As it is at the moment, it would represent to any homeowner a severe liability should somebody work on that panel and become injured. This is the exterior disconnect, the electrical supply to the house. I cannot identify a grounding bar for the property. Now that makes the property unsafe, especially the electrical system, as there's no means of protecting people against a short circuit without a ground. And so I recommend that the whole electrical system is inspected by a certified electrician, and steps are taken to correct the problems that I've identified in this report. As I say, at the moment there is no grounding bar. This is the compressor for the AC unit. The unit is a heat pump. Currently it's too low to test it as a cooling unit, so we can't test the cooling. It's below 60 degrees. The unit itself is not level. You can see that it slopes, so that needs to be leveled. The insulation on the cold line is in very bad condition. That needs to be replaced. It's important that that's sealed. We're going to go and turn it on to run on heating, and we'll see what a what effect we have. The air handler for the AC unit is above us here, and I'm not going to be taking it apart because these panels are notorious for not going back, and this is a non-invasive inspection. In other words, I'm not allowed to take equipment apart to look at the internal workings. All I can do is look at it as it is at the moment in situ. What I can do, however, is test that we've got heating, and we'll be doing that. I've put the heating on at the present time, it's running, and we'll be able to see if the heat pump is operating in the backyard. This is the heat pump, it's currently running, and we'll be able to find out if it's heating the property inside. What this tells me is that if it's running for heating, it will certainly run for cooling, even though I'm not going to test it for cooling because of the outside temperature. We're just checking the breaker size on this unit. It calls for maximum breaker size of, well, I can't read it properly, 35 amps, yeah, 35, max amps breaker size 35, and we have a 30 fitted, so that's fine. This is a water meter to the property. Then over here at the front of the property we have the isolation valve to the house. Down under this cover is the valve. Down there under the ground, that's actually covered in dirt. It should be uncovered and check to see that it's operational. I'm not going to do any digging around here, but that valve may be unoperational. There's a slow sink in the guest bathroom. There's a slow drain in the tub to the guest bathroom. This is a functional flow test, and we've got pretty good water flowing from the shower head. However, down here we have a problem. When we redirected the supply of water from the faucet to the shower, you can see we've now got a massive leak at the back of the faucet here. There's a pipe that comes through here, and it's that pipe that is now leaking, and what this means is water will now be going behind this wall, probably as we speak. That's got to be fixed, because left as it is at the moment, it's going to actually let a lot of water into the house. Even when it's actually directed to come out of the faucet, it's still leaking. This is the old type of dryer outlet. You can see we have 3 prongs here. Well, the modern dryers come with a requirement for a 4-prong plug to a 4-pronged outlet, so a modern dryer will not hook up here. So that is a problem. I recommend that this is swapped out and a 4-prong outlet is fitted. That will enable people to just install a brand new washer and not worry about getting an older one. This is the temperature pressure relief valve outlet for the water heater. You can see it's running at the moment. I've just tested the valve, it works. However, this particular temperature pressure relief drain line should actually come within 6 inches of the grade, and it doesn't. And that represents a danger to somebody should this go off and somebody's standing beside it. This needs to be extended down to the ground. This is the electrical water heater. We are missing a drain pan, and the drain line to the temperature pressure relief valve here is constructed of incorrect materials. It should actually be either copper or a plastic pipe, not flexible plastic pipe, has been fitted here. And this connection here, which is a clamp, and here a wire clamp, is insufficiently strong for the requirements of the temperature pressure relief valve, so that's incorrect. This is the washer hookup, and you can see we've got water running from this faucet here. It indicates that the washer is leaking and that valve should be changed.